competing against yourself. It takes mindset
2016 actually got the #1 in Ray internationally.
to make sure that we do everything possible to allow us to succeed by default.
The people play to win or people play not to lose.
So today we're here with Sam Guo, who has joined Kollosche about 18 months ago. Sam, welcome to the podcast, and it'd be great to take this time to talk about your journey in real estate.
Thank you. Yeah, that's been a pleasure. I mean, 18 months feels like it just happened yesterday, really. It's really quick. And it's a great journey so far, and we're very happy.
How long have you been in real estate?
I joined real estate in 2005, so 17 years. Actually, this year is going to be 18th year.
Yep. And when did you first immigrate across to Australia?
2002.
2002.
I came here to study and then finished my degree and then got my permanent residency and then just decided to do real estate.
Yep. And were you fluent in English when you got here?
No.
You weren't?
I wish. No. Took a long time to get this far, which is good. Yeah.
So tell us about some of the hurdles, the challenges, the successes that you've had throughout the course of your career.
Well, along the way, I have had a lot of the challenges. I mean, first of all, of course, language. I remember when I started, I walk around the Isle of Capri and I don't walking, and I'll just say to myself, Jesus, this is so hard because, first of all, English is not my first language, and I had to talk to people. Then people start talking to you, and I feel at that time I was really disadvantaged. But now I feel really that's actually unfair advantage for me because so many Chinese migrants and business people move to Australia, and then being bilingual and it's such a great advantage. And, I couldn't ask anything more than that actually.
Yep. So you started your career with another sort of small boutique in the Gold Coast, and then moved across to Ray White, where you probably spent what was about 10 years with them.
No, 7.5 years.
7.5 years. Yep. And do you want to tell us a little bit about that time through there? You were recognised as probably one of the leading agents in Queensland, and I think internationally for a while as well.
Yeah. So I started with a small company, and I was just really get to know the business and learn a lot of the things and from the hard yard, and I really appreciate that experience, to be honest. Didn't have any retainer, not like today, and a lot of new agents started, they still sometimes they feel too hard and complaining, and I said to them, you should go back. Like when we started, we had no retainer and no salary, and really just based on commission, and it was really hard, but I learned all from the hard work. Then I moved to Ray White, and then I stayed there for 7.5 years. Very fortunate, and being #1 in Ray White Queensland 5 years, and then 2016 actually got the #1 in Ray White internationally. That was a very good memory. So I learned a lot as well. They had lots of the trainings, so we pick up a lot of the good like lessons and habits. So here we are, and to the point, like I'm knowing you for a long time. I remember that before you started the business, and we had the coffee, and you said, Sam, do you want to join me? And then we can, have this business. That was probably, I was with the Ray White for 4 years, and I felt, because I'm a very loyal person, I feel like I'm really obligated to stay. So, and at that time I said no. But now I think the time is right, and then, we just felt, Julia and I actually, we felt it's time to move on because we need to have different vehicle.
Yep.
Because when the business get to that level, and you need to have different vehicle to push you and also take you to different direction. That's why we did make this decision, which is a very big decision. That was not an easy decision, and it was very hard when we said goodbye to Ray White, and because I had a really good relationship with them as well, and everyone tried to keep you.
Yep.
But the decisions are made, and we just said no, we need to move on.
And I guess it is always hard to sort of jump out of your comfort zone when you're recognised as the #1 international salesperson in the group and top agent in Queensland for 7 years in a row, or 5 years in a row, and then decide that you're going to leave all of that and go and join an independent, and sort of, I guess, not start again, but just totally different surroundings and different environment, and so a tough decision. And you've come across here and embraced it very well, and now I think you're probably ahead of Troy now, and or if you're not, you're both neck and neck to take out the top position within our firm, and still sitting at numbers that are 2-3 times what you were writing when you're at your peak in your time at Ray White.
Yeah. I guess, it's really about mindset. I think they really sky's the limit. And sometimes it's really, we don't know how much potential we have unless we really discover that and push ourselves in that position. So I must say that was very, very brave. But I think when I look back and my whole life, the decision is always brave decision. When I left China in 2002 and decided to come to Australia, that was very brave because I had a very successful business, and I was like one of the very young entrepreneur. And then I had good business and everything was like so comfortable. And when I made the decision, told my friends and my family, and I'm going to Australia, they were like, "You're crazy." Especially my friends, all the friends from the school, they said to me, if I had what you have right now and I wouldn't move, I would be happy to stay for the rest of my life. But for me, it's not satisfying enough because, I always feel I want to do something different, and I want to achieve something. But of course, it takes courage and, you're going to be really, really brave. I think once you have the mindset and time or age and all this is not relevant. If you want to do, you can do it when you're 60. And if you don't want to do it, it doesn't matter how young you are, you still don't want to do it because you're so scared of losing something, you have, but you don't realize there's actually so much more for you to discover. You can win, you can gain them. So I think it's about mindset. And so once I had the mindset and then we made this move and, everything we have achieved from previous company, all the glory, they call fame, whatever, that's the truth that we treated, and you know that, Michael, as well, and you had that too. And they treat you like a royalty, seriously. Like they treat you so well, but we have to put that aside because we had to look at big picture, what's actually more important for us in the next 5-10 years, what I really want to achieve. So when that mindset my mind is set, and then we said, okay, let's do it. Once we made the move, as I said, and it's no kidding, like we put all these awards or the trophies, I just put them in my, like a garage in the boxes, like 3 or 4 boxes, and then like probably 100 trophies, and put them in the garage, seal them, and I never displayed them. I know sometimes people, when I told people the story, and even some good friends from Ray White, they say, "Oh, then you feel like really why?" I said, "No, because I want to start from zero, and whatever you achieved yesterday was history. You already done it. You don't have to remind yourself, but you need to remind yourself what you can do in the future."
Yeah, look, I did the exact same thing. So
all of my understand that.
all of my trophies, my plaques, my awards, everything got put into a storage container and then sealed up and never to be looked at again. So, and I think too many people hang on to past performances and don't look ahead. And I think you've got to have that focus. Okay, what's next? What am I going to do now? And keep pushing the limits. And probably takes me to my next point is. After working in so many different real estate firms and environments, and it's something that I try and get my head around a lot, is everyone has the same opportunity, the same advantages. Even within our organisation here, you've got people at different levels, yet there's always varying levels of performance, and there's always those that are consistently performing at a really strong level, and then there's others that are struggling. And so what do you think the difference is between those that actually are successful and do achieve outstanding results consistently, and then those that obviously don't?
I think that it's when I look, this office, for example, have so many performers, and some performers are really outstanding, and when I look at how they perform, including yourself, from my observation, I think it's about the mindset and also intensity. And it always because I always compare the business and the tennis. I seriously think I encourage everyone, you should watch tennis or learn tennis or play tennis. The reason why is it's kind of a game, and it's really much about a mind game, not about your skill. You look at top 10 players in the world, and the levels are very similar. of course, number 1 will be probably different, but from number 2 to number 10, they're very similar level. But sometimes when they go to the tournaments and Grand Slams, why someone plays so well and someone play really bad, it's because of mindset. And then some people play to win, some people play not to lose. That's a difference. So when I look at the top performers, not actually just our office, because I have a lot of good friends like yourself in this industry, and like I had a dinner last night with Vivian as well. They all have that similar quality, which is they very hungry. It doesn't matter how many years. You've been here 25 years, I've been this for 18 years, for example. We're hungry. It doesn't matter how far you have gone, and you always remind yourself where you started. So that hunger is natural, very natural, I think, instinct. And also intensity. And people are intense. You look at the tennis players as well, they're intense. That's why Grand Slam is very different, because they play 5 sets. A lot of players only can last for 3 sets, and the intensity just gone. And they just couldn't keep up. But the top players, if you look at Rafael, Djokovic, and Raj or Serena, they can keep that for 7 games, like 7 opponents until they reach the final, win the trophy. The intensity. So we should have the intensity. Of course, discipline. And then you look at all the top players and also top performers, the discipline. You have your routine. Like you get up 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, whatever, you have your routine. You have non-negotiables. So every day you know what you're doing, and day in, day out, we know this is not like a 9-to-5 job. We know this is not like a regular job. Some people are thinking, oh my God, I'm going to Kollosche because the company's got the name. I'm going to be famous. I said, no, I wear Roger Federer hat. It doesn't mean I'm Roger Federer. You know what I mean? Yeah. It needs a lot of hard work and discipline, training, and a lot of swears and tears and blood. But people don't realize that. I think all the top performers, basically, they will have that quality. They might have a different personality, but they have the qualities.
Yeah, look, it'd probably be interesting to do an analysis to see how many of those top performers actually have either a sporting background or have learnt those habits and disciplines through those sort of routines. Myself, I used to do long distance running when I was young.
There we go.
So it's a really mental sport where you're competing against yourself,
yep.
But to keep pushing and pushing and pushing at the levels that you're going, it takes mindset, and I think it's teaching people resilience, and it's hard. It's hard to teach youth struggle these days when they come from privilege. It's hard to teach a lot of the other people within this industry to really drive themselves harder and harder when they're, I guess, comfortable in being uncomfortable. And from our perspective, we just have a burning desire. And so when you put us into a competitive environment, we do it in a fun way, but we like to win.
Oh, absolutely. You have to. Like I said, people play to win or people play not to lose. That's a totally different, I think, mindset. Like you're absolutely right. Look at, another top performer like Troy, for example, and he loves surfing. He's so good at surfing and ski. And like I said, people, when they associated with those sports or exercise, and usually they're very competitive, and also they're disciplined, and more importantly, they have that mindset, and then no one wants to lose. Like when I go on the court to play tennis, and I always say to myself, okay, just focus on the game. But tennis is a very much mindset. If I look at a message, look at an email, and I start lose because you're distracted. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you've got to have that level of commitment all the way through, and you've seen so many players that have fallen apart in the last set of a massive tournament because of mindset or a couple of things or sometimes it can be as simple as a bad call from the ref. And,
argument can cause everything.
And then that can just all of a sudden spiral them down. And you see that within this industry that people don't like the way things go, or they're looking for someone else to blame. And I said the other day at a conference that once you accept that 95% of all the things that happen to you are because of you.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah, you will then accept responsibility for that, and you have no excuses. And yes, look, occasionally there's things that happen that are outside of your control, whether it's a car accident or something like that. But ultimately, whether it's your health, your fitness, the level of skill that you have, the amount of discipline, the amount of training you put in, the way you do anything is the way you do everything, and so having that mindset, and I think that's really, really crucial and important to get to that next level and to stay there consistently.
Yeah. No, I remember you said that it's everything is your client is happy, or you have good relationship with them, and you have a good day or bad day. It's everything's about you, because you actually can change it. You make it happen. And absolutely, I agree. I mean, bring back the sports to our business, the same thing. Like, the market goes up and it goes down, and then you have good clients, bad clients. Sometimes, and we feel like, oh no, we didn't do anything wrong. But the thing is, like, if we have the mindset, and then we know, okay, it doesn't matter the market is good or bad. If we continue doing the hard work, and then the market is all here. It's not actually there. It's here, because it doesn't matter which market, down market or up market, and people still buying and selling. If we can, dig deeper and find out the true reason why people are selling, for example, and then we can work on that. But unfortunately, people, like you said, they said, oh no, the market is no good, and then the economy is no good, and it's gonna have a downturn.
So then their energy changes.
They gave up first.
They stopped doing what they should be doing, and what they did do to get to where they were. And so that's why in a good market, everyone's positive, and their energy's right, and they're driving. And then as the market starts to toughen up a little bit, they stop putting in the work, and they should actually be putting in more. They should
work,
be
exactly,
promoting more, marketing more, following up their clients better, providing a higher level of service. But for the most part, they use that as an excuse. So,
absolutely.
Sam, so obviously now, after being in the industry for some time, what sort of advice would you give to either yourself if you were starting over again, or to younger agents looking to come through and have the level of success that you've had?
If I can tell myself from 17, 18 years ago, and I will basically still say to myself, or even the young agents today, I said, just focus on the, all the, like a displaying and routine. Be patient sometimes. And I understand, as a young person, a new person, when you just started, and you really want to, get from 0 to 100, but Rome wasn't built in a day. And I think a lot of problems, and we found along the ways, and when the young agents, including myself, when I started, and we want to be so fast, so good, and then what happened was, like, we didn't build up the foundation. I think the foundation is so important, and if we didn't have the foundation, and you can't last too long. So I probably would tell them, first of all, be patient, or even myself, be patient and really focus on the displaying and the routine and build the foundation. Understand the area you want to do. For example, if you want to pick up the farming area, you need to be the expert. You need to be the king or queen of that area. And so when people are thinking selling, and your name will basically be on top of the list, or be one of the 3 of the agents they're thinking of. And then also, I think, don't give up. Because along the way, there's so many challenges and distractions, and people can give up so easily. That's the easiest thing you can say, I don't want to do it. Because you wake up in the morning, you have a bad day, you feel like you have sore legs, or whatever reason, just like, I don't want to go out, I don't want to talk to people, I don't want to do it. That's so easy to do it. But, and don't give up, because this business, if you continue doing it, because next one could be yes. So you go out and talk to people, and probably a lot of people say no. But if you don't take a no as a no, just take it as a number. And next one can be yes. So that's why you need to break through. So don't give up, and also believe in yourself as well. And I think a lot of people don't know how good they can be unless they're put in that position. That's why I said sky's the limit, and a lot of people got so much potential. Like I'm looking myself, for example, a lot of things, not talking about work, but talking about life in general. And a lot of things I started learning, and when I was very late, but still you can do it. A lot of things, and I never imagined that, like 20 years ago, and before 21 years ago, before I came to Australia, I never imagined or never thought and I was going to do that, or I would be able to do that. But now when you look back, you say, wow, you can do it. Just like so much potential you have. So believe in yourself and love yourself, and then really don't give up. Be patient and try to learn all the good habits, not the bad habits. No shortcut. There's no shortcut in the business. I always say to like my team and also the younger agents, please, like you and myself, and we sometimes speak for the some other agents or whatever, the young agents will come to ask your advice because they think everything you said is gold, and they just want to be you and tomorrow. And I said that would be great if that's a appeal we can take and we can change ourselves within that, quick, and it'd be fantastic. But fortunately, in life and also in business, this business is not like a shortcut business, and you really have to put all the hard work, and every week and with yourself, with your team, you have the routine. You need to stick on that all the time. And that's how you get recognized. Like you said, always said that you need to be seen, you need to be heard, If you cannot do that, if you cut that, like make a shortcut and then you just want to, do nothing and then go out and just having a couple of beers with people in the bar and you think people can recognize you and then give a business to you, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you got to prepare for success, and
absolutely.
And I think that's one thing that we've really adopted here is to make sure that we do everything possible to allow us to succeed by default by having the right preparation systems and structure throughout the business. So. And obviously, after some exposure to a few different businesses and in the industry for a while, what do you feel is our points of difference here at Kollosche and in regards to culture and the way that we operate, and what is it that has probably attracted you here? And do you want to just share some of that with us?
Sure. I think worked in the big franchise company and then now working in Kollosche. The biggest difference, I would say, this office is very young and very open-minded, very adventurous, very innovative. So there are a lot of things because you're young and you have no baggage, and as a management, you like to try a lot of new things, which is good, and you embrace a lot of new challenges in the market. You can adapt and change really quickly. That's probably the one thing really attract me and Julia to come over. And also, I think in this company and the collaboration, it's the mission, and also I think it's really works really well. And in the beginning, I must say, and we were not very comfortable with that because it's totally different corporate culture. But then we moved over and start to adapt everything, and now we actually quite enjoy it and we adapt really well because you just don't know. Sometimes you have the clients and you don't have the buyer, but sometimes you have buyer, you don't have the listing. But then suddenly, and we just really embraced it so well. Like the deal we just did, that was so good. And the buyer went through, loved it, bought it. For such a big number. And we have had quite a few successful stories like that too, and also with other agents. I think it's a great channel basically to maximize the resources, and also it's a great way to build up a relationship with your colleagues as well. So I think that's very refreshing.
Also probably gives you a little bit of an opportunity to take downtime yourself and know that there's other people around you that can carry some of the load when you need to, because obviously real estate's one of those industries that'll take every bit of energy off you if you let it. And it's been great to see both yourself and Julia come in and embrace that whole collaboration. And I see you're probably collaborating on more deals than nearly anyone else in the office now, which has been really refreshing and probably a small part of your continued success.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks, Sam, for sharing some of this, and I'm sure that all the listeners will get a lot out of it.
Thank you for having me, and it's been a pleasure.